This is the Sports Sit Down with Mike Damergis.
Mike Damergis here with Deshon Cooper, a free agent outside linebacker and defensive end, signed with the San Diego Strikeforce of the Indoor Football League and out of Georgia Southern. So what's the plan here, Deshon? You want to get to the pros, obviously, right?
Yes, sir.
And who do you emulate? What kind of linebackers do you follow? Do you use your form to? Because everybody likes to follow somebody. Who would you say you follow, or who do you emulate?
I would say like a Jared Allen type defensive end. Like I really like defensive end more.
Yeah. So you love sacking the quarterback. Now, sacking the quarterback is probably one of the most exciting things that an athlete can do, probably, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
So when you get on the field there, I've talked to a lot of football players. They can tell within the first few minutes if who's going to win, the offensive line is going to win or the defensive line. Talk about that when the game starts and right away you get a sense of how tough your opponent's going to be.
Well, when I line up, I just look at the demeanor just to see how I'm gonna take advantage of him and just see how he gonna come. So you could tell by how somebody stands, what kind of demeanor you're gonna get from them.
What are some things you look for to tell if it's going to be a running play or a passing play? What are some things you look for?
Either if it's run, it's really heavy set, all their weight is really going forward. Pass, light on their feet so they can kick back for the tackle and get kicked back.
So when we watch Tony Romo broadcast games, he could tell what plays being called from the line of scrimmage. Can defensive players sense what plays being called at the line there?
Sometimes it's a lot of film study, but sometimes you'll know before it even happened.
We see now in the NFL, a lot of quarterbacks are getting pretty beat up, and we're talking with Deshon Cooper, signed with the San Diego Strikeforce. We saw with Joe Burrow sacked 70 times this year. How important is it for the defensive line to really get at that offensive line in a game? And is it stunts or is it just physical manpower that the defense can overcome an offensive line?
I would say the stunts, but at the end of the day, it's 1-on-1, me versus you. So it's like, I can't let this person beat me.
We see a lot of calls for the offensive linemen holding defensive linemen because basically if they didn't do that, the quarterbacks would really be getting killed. What are some of the creative ways offensive linemen try to hold you?
I would say, they get their hands on, grab you by the jersey, a little shoulder pad, or if they got you beat, they always try to hook you some way. So it just really all depends how bad you beat them.
We've seen a lot of football over the last years, how it's really gone towards more of a passing game and eliminated the running game. And I think that in some ways helps defensive players because they don't have to, they don't have to watch the middle at all. It's not keeping them honest, as they say. Do you prefer it like that, where you don't have to worry about the running game as much and just go after the quarterback and really pin your ears back?
Yeah, I really do. I like getting after the quarterback. So that always been my thing. Just get off the ball.
And get at the quarterback.
Then, yes, sir. I feel like because once the defensive line, I feel like they control the defense. So they bring the energy. Once we get a sack, everybody's going crazy. Then it's like when DBs get picked, they have fun, do whatever. But the D line, when they get the sack, I feel like it brings more energy.
Yeah, they say a sack is like taking 3 points off the board. When I was growing up, I was watching Lawrence Taylor of the New York Giants and their great defense. But they had trouble with the Eagles. Number one, they couldn't control the 46 defense that Buddy Ryan brought in from the Chicago Bears. And the other thing was they had to deal with Randall Cunningham, who was a running quarterback. As a defensive lineman, do you prefer to go against a quarterback that's going to stay in the pocket, or do you prefer going against a guy that may not be as accurate as he runs out of the pocket? How do you break that down, and what's the game plan when you prepare for a guy that's on the move?
That's a tough one. But I really say I like the rather a quarterback that stays in the pocket. So because you ain't really got to worry about too many quarterbacks running as fast as Lamar Jackson type. So you ain't got too many quarterbacks that fast. But if they in the pocket, I feel like I can handle it. It'd be much better.
So how do you handle if you're going against Lamar Jackson? How do you handle that? Or Colin Kaepernick back in the day, or going back to Randall Cunningham or Steve Young? How do you contain a guy that could break it open at any time?
Always got to get past the tackle first, and you don't want to try to overrun it because he can always just step up and take off. So you want to kind of manage it, rush, get about to his upfield shoulder, and then retrace. So even if he try to take off, he kind of run into you if he try to take off.
And we're talking with Deshon Cooper from the San Diego Strikeforce of Indoor Football League. How do you like playing in the indoor game, and how different is it from college?
My first time playing, it was very different. It's not really too much run a lot. Like when I played in North Carolina for the Carolina Cobras, it was really a lot of screens, quick passes. So I was like, man, the ball always gone. Like I can't even get to the quarterback. So it was very different. So I mean, I adjusted to it, but it's nothing like outside football, though.
So we've seen a lot of changes in college football, and where they're talking about expanding the playoffs and everything. Do you like the current system where it's just the 4 teams, or do you think it should be expanded?
I think it should be expanded.
What's the max number, do you think?
I'll say just probably about 8, like a good amount. I don't know.
Well, more than 4, less than 8, maybe, right? Maybe 6 teams.
Yeah.
Maybe 16. Right. Exactly. So as a college player and looking to get into the pros eventually, what are the things that you have to do and you have to work on? And what's the path? It's not a direct path. If you want to grow up and be an accountant, you go to accounting school, right? If you want to be a football player, you train, you weight lift. But if you don't make it, how do you get in there? How do you get those opportunities?
Pray.
Work.
Pray. Yeah. Perfect your craft. Work hard. It's a lot of work because you never know. You never know who's looking or who you're running to. So I always want to be presentable as well, and just pray some more. Hope for the best. Never want to give up on your goal.
How important is the coaching you have in college and the mentors you have that can bring young men focused towards going towards that goal? Because look, thousands and thousands of college players come out after the junior and senior year, and not many of them make it. So to keep that dream alive, what are the things that you work on, and how important are the coaches that you have to get you there?
You really want to just listen. Just listen to what they got to say. I really don't feel like a coach would tell you wrong or put you in a bad position for you not to be successful or be at the right spot. So really,
who was the most influential coach in your life, high school or college?
I say high school because my coaches from high school really did a lot for me. They helped me get recruited, get my name out there. Like I played basketball and they drugged me out the gym, and ever since I played that first time, I loved it. I loved the adrenaline going. So my high school coaches, they did a lot for me. If my parents couldn't do it, they always had my back. So, my high school coaches, they did a lot.
So Deshon, what is it about basketball players when they become football players? They have a little bit a different athletic style to them. What is it about basketball players that turn to the game of football?
I think it's just it all depends what position you play. So receivers, you would think they could just jump because they play basketball, defense end, you would say they're pretty big. You know, they long, so hopefully they can have a little quick get off, or they could be a tackle. So it just all depends on the position.
And we're talking with Deshon Cooper here with the San Diego Strikeforce of Indoor Football League. So tell us about the team and the league a little bit, and the fans. The fans are close to you. I've been to a few indoor games. It gets a little crazy in those arenas.
Oh yeah, the fans are like family. Also when I was in North Carolina, we interacted with the fans a lot. So you get to know them, they get to know you. And, it brings it more fun. The environment is intense. Now the fans do get crazy. I can't say that.
So you watch a lot of pro football?
Yes, sir.
What's so break down who do you think the best quarterback is? If you're putting all your money, you were going to the Super Bowl, who would you want? Rodgers, Brady, Lamar?
Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes, yeah. Can't go bad wrong with him, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they talk about Patrick Mahomes, and he's almost like a point guard in many ways with these weird kind of passes. He's looking one way, he's passing the other way. It's he's got those special talents. What do you see in it? Like, I'm an average football fan. What do you see in him as a defensive player that the average guy doesn't see?
From Pat Mahomes,
yes,
or just in general?
No, Patrick Mahomes.
Just being able to, just throw the ball anywhere, and it's like so accurate. It's crazy. Like, you don't have too many people that can just do that. And then he also can run a little bit too. So it's just like, you can never go wrong with that person, with him.
Would you see in the Super Bowl that the Rams only got to Burrow once the first half and 6 times in the second half? What are some of the things they adjusted? Do you think, to get to him and kind of change the outcome of the game, literally, with the Super Bowl?
I didn't get to watch the Super Bowl that much because I was on the road driving. But what I did see, the Rams have an awesome D-line, like Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller. The D-line is amazing. Like, so when you have talent like that and they building up that chemistry, it's kind of like unbeatable to stop.
They say getting to the quarterback is important. Getting hits on him is almost as good as sacks. At what point in the game do you realize that this quarterback's just throwing it away and you have his number for the afternoon?
You'll probably realize after the first quarter. It all depends how many times, just by you touching him, pushing the quarterback, jumping on him, just something, being in his face, then you'll know, like, okay, they're not playing now. They really coming. We got to do something. Got to adjust quick.
Football fans, get ready. The USFL is coming back after almost 40 years. That's right, the teams you loved in the 80s.
They're taking the field again. Get ready as kickoff is April 6th.
Babe, the USFL is back. Get my jersey ready.